Hi guys, we're going to be looking at HTML. We're finally here. The structure of your website pages. So let's look at this diagram, right? HTML is the skeleton. Hopefully you're not scared by just looking at this. I mean, it's just a diagram. So HTML is like a skeleton structure. So think about it as a structure. Without the structure, you can't style. So this is HTML plus CSS. Basically, you can style the structure. So this is no more a skeleton. So this same skeleton is this, but this has been styled. So HTML provides structure for every web page, and then HTML, CSS plus JavaScript allows there to be possibility for movement, right? So you can allow your object to perform certain actions. So basically that's it, right? So HTML is a structure like a skeleton. HTML plus CSS is the styling, and then HTML plus CSS plus JavaScript, but JavaScript specifically is for action. All right, and let's use a building as an example. We can use a building just to kind of put this in perspective as well. All right, so think about it like a building. A building has a structure. It has a structural layout, and then CSS, so the bricks putting together the foundation, the structure. That's the HTML. And then CSS is the presentation layer, coloring the roofing, making the place beautiful. That is CSS. All right, so I hope that's clear. We still have another diagram to explain. So I'm going a big step further, right? I'm saying the land itself is the web server. Remember we talked about web server and how the web works, and we're saying that that's where your stuff is hosted. And in this case, the land is the web server. And then the house frame, just taking it a step further, right? The house frame is HTML, and then the bricks, tiles, and paints is CSS. So in summary, think about HTML as the skeleton of your web page. There's no website or web page on the internet that does not use HTML. Without HTML, the web would not be possible. Well, HTML is not necessarily like a programming language, so let's not confuse the concepts, right? But I felt like learning HTML helps you to kind of get used to writing, syntaxes or codes. And why is HTML not a programming language? There's been a lot of debates with developers. HTML is a markup language. That's why it's called HTML, so hypertext markup language. What that means is that it's static. You just use it to organize data into structures. You can use it to command the computer to tell it to perform certain actions, right? It's basically it doesn't allow computer to perform certain actions. It's just for structure to be able to lay out stuff. So it's just not the programming. JavaScript is where things starts to get exciting in terms of programming and making things more functional. Of course, CSS is able to do that as well in today's world. But what can you build with HTML and CSS? Any website layout. You can build any website layout. Sorry about that. You can build any website layout and static websites. Well, because think about Airbnb, Facebook. You can build any of those websites if you understand HTML. Not saying that most of them were built in HTML, but this foundation, whatever has been built in, it has to convert into HTML. So knowing HTML and CSS allows you to be able to do that well. So like you see the structure of a building, it uses bricks and blocks to set up the structure of the house. CSS will paint, plaster, wire. JavaScript will add lights, remote control gates, stuff like that to the building. All right, in the next video we're going to be going into actually writing code. I knew you couldn't wait for that. There's been a lot of talking, so we're going to go straight into how to write in HTML. All right guys, I'll see you in the next video.